Hello students, as in the last lecture we saw the sums based on the integration by partial fraction where as I told there are three subtypes in the type number 9. The type number 1 is what? The denominator will be expressed as non-repeated linear factor. As I had explained the concept, whenever we have, just simply you have to focus onto the denominator, okay? Forget about the numerator, whether it is linear or it is a quadratic, but simply focus on the denominator. Whenever the denominator is expressed as non-repeated linear factor, so we have to express this function as in this form, like x minus a, x minus b. It can be written as a upon x minus a and b upon x minus b. And we know that what exactly we used to do to find the value of a and b. Simply we used to take this value a minus a and x minus b. Simply put x minus a equals to 0. Here put x minus b equals to 0. So minus a will go to the right hand side, so where you will get the value of one value of x as a and the second value of x as b. But in the video I had explained that just simply you have to take the opposite symbol of this, okay? So opposite symbol of this, it will be what? Minus a will be what? Plus a. Suppose here we have plus, so the value will be what? Opposite symbol of this, so it will be what? Minus a. Okay, so in this way I had explained to find the value of x. Yes or no? It is on you. You can do like this also. Put x minus a equals to 0, then find the value, or else directly you can put x equals to a and then x equals to minus a. So after putting one value of x, we used to get one value of alphabet a or either b. After replacing the value of second value of x, we used to get the second value of a or b. So after finding a and b, we used to replace the value of a and b, and then simply we have to integrate the function, required function, with respect to x. Okay, so it doesn't matter in the numerator. Here we have a linear equation or a quadratic equation. Just simply you have to focus here whenever the denominator is expressed as non-linear factor, so you have to express this form as a upon x minus a and b upon x minus b. Okay, so that was the type number 1, where we saw denominator when it is expressed as non-repeated linear factors. Okay, now we'll move on to the next type, where you will see what happen when denominator is expressed as repeated linear factor. Repeated linear factor. So what do you mean by repeated linear factor? As here numerator, here for the first case, here we have p x plus q, linear. Here also we have linear. Here we have a quadratic form. So what do you mean by repeated linear factor? Just simply you have to focus onto the denominator. So here we have denominator what? X minus a square, a the whole square, sorry, and x minus b. So x minus a the whole square, can I say x minus a the whole square? It can be written as x minus a and x minus a, yes or no? Okay, so here the denominator is expressed as repeated linear factor, as we can break this x minus a the whole square as x minus a, x minus a. So here we can see that clearly, we can see that here we have repeated linear factor. Here also x minus a the whole square we can write as x minus a, x minus a. Here also we can write this x minus a square, a the whole square, as x minus a, x minus a. So that means in simple language, how to guess the denominator is expressed as a repeated linear factor? It means here you will have x minus a the whole square Yes or no? So x minus a the whole square means what? We can break that x minus a the whole square as x minus a, x minus a. So clearly we can see that here we have two same factor which is repeated. So that's why this type it is known as what? Whenever the denominator it is expressed as repeated linear factor. So exactly what we have to do here. Okay, so forget about this numerator section, whether we have a linear expression or here we have a quadratic form. Okay, it doesn't matter, just simply you have to focus on to the denominator. Yes or no? Okay, denominator. So here we have to express this function as a upon, in the first case you will write a upon x minus a, then b upon x minus a the whole square. This is the format you have to remember this. Okay, a upon x minus a, b upon x minus a the whole square, and c upon x minus b. In the first case you will write x minus a, then x minus a the whole square, and then x minus b. Okay, so okay, suppose here we have only x minus a the whole square, so we'll write a upon x minus a plus b upon x minus a the whole square. So here I will explain. X minus a the whole square, if it is there in the denominator without this linear factor, if you have only x minus a the whole square, so it can be written as what? It can be written as what? First a upon x minus a you will write, then b upon x minus a the whole square. Suppose if you have a repeated linear factor as well as non-repeated, so this can be written as a upon, as we know that x minus a the whole square it can be written as a upon x minus a. So x minus a the whole square it can be written as a upon x minus a plus b upon x minus a the whole square, and here we have one more linear factor, so for this we'll consider as c upon x minus b. Got the point how to express the function in this form? Okay, so first, okay, suppose if x minus b is this side or x minus a the whole square is this side, still we can write the function in this form. Okay, so remember, whenever this x minus a the whole square is this side, rearrange in the next step, just simply bring this x minus a the whole square to this side. Okay, and then we can express this function as in this form. Simply what you will do, if you have only x minus a the whole square, so you will write a upon x minus a plus b upon x minus a the whole square. Suppose here we have one more a linear factor, so it can be written as we know that x minus a the whole square can be written as a upon x minus a plus b upon x minus a the whole square. So here also x minus a the whole square can be written as a upon x minus a plus b upon x minus a the whole square, and here we have one more linear factor, so it can be written as c upon x minus b. Here also we have to find the value of a, b and c. Again there are 3-4 different methods in which we can able to find our answer. Okay, so here we can find our two value easily. How? See, we can put x minus a equals to 0, where you will get one value of x from here. Okay, and this let part, this put part, we can take consider only for the linear section. We cannot consider this quadratic part. From the quadratic we cannot able to find our value of x. See to that, whenever we have a linear factor, from the linear factor only we can able to find our answer of x, then replace the value of x and then find the value of a, b, c. So here whenever the function it is expressed as repeated linear factor, see to that with the help of this and this you can able to find your only two alphabet. Either you will get ab or you will get BC, or you will get AC. It depends now. Okay, how the format of the question is there. First, from here you will get one value of x, and second you will get from here, put x minus b equals to 0, x will be equals to b, or simply take the opposite symbol of this. If here we have minus, so you will take x equals to positive. If here you have positive, so you will take x equals to negative. Okay, so here you will get only one two values. Okay, to find the third value, so the method it is little different. Okay, here also you will get the value of x whenever we have a quadratic. Just now only I had explained, whenever we have a quadratic we cannot consider put equals to x minus a the whole square equal to 0. We cannot able to find the answer of x here. Okay, here also whenever you have this two part, either you will get the value of a or b. To find the second alphabet, again the technique it is different. Okay, so now we'll see one sum, and where I will explain you all how to find the value of a, b, c. Okay, by using a simplest and easiest method. As I told, for this types of sum, to find the value of a, b, c, it's all depend on your teacher, how he or she will explain. Okay, so there are 3 4 different method, different way, different approach from where you can able to find your the answer of a, b, c. Okay, so I will explain in simplest language by using basic algebraical. Okay, just by comparing you can able to find your a, b and c. So let's take one example. So here we have one example in front of us, that is integral 3x minus 2 upon x plus 1 the whole square x plus 3. As clearly we can see that forget about the numerator, whether it is linear or a quadratic, it doesn't matter. Just simply we have to focus on to the denominator, whether the denominator is expressed as a repeated linear factor or non-repeated. If it is non-repeated, so it is your type number 1. If it is non-repeated, it is your type number 1. And if it is repeated means what? X minus a the whole square. As x minus a the whole square, we can write as x minus a and x minus a. So it is known as repeated linear factor. Yes, in the denominator clearly we can see that here we have x plus 1 the whole square. So this x plus 1 the whole square can be written as x plus 1 x plus 1. Okay, so as clearly we can see that this part look like what? Okay, look like the first section. Okay, so it can be written as what? This function we can express it as a upon x plus 1 here will come, then b upon x plus 1 the whole square here will come, and then here we have one more linear factor. So for this we'll write c upon x plus 3. So let's begin with the sum. So in the first step you will write, will express this function, this part as 3x minus 2 upon x plus 1 the whole square x plus 3 equal to, as we know that how to express a upon, first we'll write x plus 1 plus b upon x plus 1 the whole square. As per the rule, a upon x minus a, then b upon x minus a the whole square. So that only I wrote a upon x plus a, b upon x plus 1 the whole square, and here we have one more linear factor. So for this we'll write c upon x plus 3. Okay, so after this simply we'll make the expression, we'll write the expression in a straight form. That means we have to remove this denominator. So how we can remove the denominator? As here in the last video lecture also I had explained. Okay, simply by multiplying throughout by this section, or else there are two different method in which you can solve. Just cross multiply it, so where you will get this part and this part same. Okay, or else just simply multiply throughout by x plus 1 the whole square and x plus a, means multiplying each and every term by x plus 1 the whole square, x plus 3. So here if we are multiplying each and every term by x plus 1 the whole square and x plus 3, so let's see what you will get. Here you will get only 3x minus 2, as this part will get cancelled if we are multiplying each and every term by x plus 1 the whole square, x plus 1. So here of course this part will get cancelled. Okay, so I am not multiplying each and every term, just in mind you have to solve this step. Okay, it will get cancelled and here you will get 3x minus 2. For this term if you are multiplying x plus 1 the whole square and x plus 3, so here 1 x plus 1 will get cancelled. So here you will left with what? X plus 1 and x plus 3. Understood? As we are multiplying each and every term by this section to make the expression straight. Yes or no? As there are two different methods, just cross multiply, where you will get here denominator and this denominator same, or else just simply multiplying throughout by this section. So here you will get 3x minus 2, as we are multiplying x plus 1 the whole square, x plus 3 for this part. So here clearly we can see that 1 x plus 1 will get cancelled and you will get 1 x plus 1 and this x plus 3. Okay, if you are multiplying x plus 1 the whole square, x plus 3 to this part, so here x plus 1 the whole square will get cancelled and here you will get x plus 3. Okay, here x plus 3 will get cancelled and here you will get what? X plus 1 the whole square. Okay, so now remember this step. This step is very important. Okay, we'll write this step inside the box. Why this is very important? Because from here you will get one value of x, as put if we put x plus 1 equals to 0, here you will get one value of x as minus 1, and from here you will get the second value of x. So as you will replace the value of x wherever you see x by minus 1, okay, you will get one alphabet, answer of one alphabet. And in the second case, when you replace x by minus 3, you will get the value of second alphabet. As here we have only two linear factors, so with the help of two linear factor you can able to find only answer of two alphabet. So what about the third one? To find the third one, we require one more linear factor. Okay, without the third linear factor, we are unable to find out the value of x, because for a b c we require three linear factors. So with the help of first this part you will able to find your one answer of a, b or c. With the help of this x plus 3 you can able to find your second alphabet, and the third alphabet we cannot able to find, as here we don't have the third linear factor. Okay, so for this that's why only I told, just remember, just write down this section inside the bracket. Now we'll see. Now just focus here how we can express the sum further and how we can able to find our answer for the third alphabet. Okay, simply by putting x equals to minus 1 and x equals to minus 3, you can able to find your two answer of this variable a b c. Yes or no? Either you will get a b, b c or a c. So to find the third one, for that I am explaining now how you can present your sum. Okay, now listen here. This is the simplest method. Okay, So here 3x minus 2 equal to, your bracket open, so here you will get what, x square plus 3x plus x plus 3 ones are 3. I hope you all might be knowing how to expand this bracket, yes or no. Here bracket open with this b, so here you will get bx plus 3b. So here it look like a plus b the whole square, so this can be written as a square plus 2ab plus b square, yes or no. Further this can be written as a x square plus, this we can write as 4x plus 3. This will write same as it is. Here will bracket open with this c, so cx square plus 2cx plus c. So therefore 3x minus 2 equal to ax square plus 4ax plus 3a, bracket open with this a. Already we are done with the bracket open for this section, yes or no. And for this part also we'll write this section same as it is. Okay, so now after this we'll see the like terms. As here we have a like term for x square, a like term for x, and like term for without x. So now we'll take this section together. Okay, just arrange the like terms with respect to x square, with x, and without x. So here with x square, this will be ax square plus cx square, yes or no. Here it will be 4ax plus bx plus 2cx, yes or no. Now without x, so this will be 3a plus 3b plus c. Okay, so now after this your x square is common, so inside the bracket you will get a plus c. Here x is common, so inside the bracket you will get 4a plus b plus 2c. Okay, here nothing is there common, so still we'll write this part inside the bracket. So here we got the like terms for x square, x, and without x. Okay, now we'll balance this equation, left hand side and right hand side equation, where you will get the answer of the coefficient of x square, x, and without x. As here clearly we can see that for x here we have 3, the coefficient one you will compare, and for without x here we have the coefficient minus 2. What about the x square? As clearly we can see that in left hand side the x square term is absent. If x square term is absent, so we can consider the missing term as 0x square. If you want, yes or no. Got the point? If you want, you can consider 0x square. So for x square, in the left hand side the term was absent, so we can consider the coefficient, as we know that whenever the term is missing, so we can consider the coefficient as 0. So here clearly we can see that comparing, here we can write comparing the coefficient of left hand side and right hand side. As I told, there are 2-3 different methods in which you can able to find your answer. Okay, as I told, after replacing the value of x equals to minus 1, you will get one value of a, b, or c. After replacing the value of x equals to minus 3, you will get the value of second alphabet. To find the third alphabet, this is the procedure. Okay, I know there are 2-3 different methods in which you can find your answer. So for me, as I feel that this method is the safe and the easiest method. Okay, as it will take a time, too much time to find the answer, but it is a safer method. Okay, so now after comparing, as clearly we can see that the coefficient of x square, here we have 0 and here we have a plus c. So comparing the left hand side and the right hand side coefficient, so the first equation you will get a plus c equals to 0, yes or no? Second you will get what? 4a plus b plus 2c equals to, your coefficient is 3. And third you will get what? 3a plus 3b plus c equals to, your coefficient is what? Minus 2. So here we got the third equation. So after getting this equation number 1, 2, 3, now we'll see how to find our answer. So first we'll take put x plus 1 equals to 0. So where you will get x equals to minus 1. So this x equals to minus 1 will put in this part, in this section, okay? Just replace wherever you see x by minus 1, okay? So this minus 1 plus 1 will be what? 0. So minus 1 plus 3, 2. Minus 1 plus 3, 2. So here minus 1 plus 1 will be what? 0. So here you will get minus 3 minus 2. As we know that 0 into any number, this section will be what? 0. 2 into b will be what? 2b. Here also 0 square is 0. So 0 into any number will be what? 0. So here this will be what? Minus 5 equals to 2b. So therefore the answer of b will be what? Minus 5 upon 2. Yes or no? As I told, with the value of one linear factor you will get one answer, one alphabet, answer of one alphabet. By taking the second value you will get answer of second alphabet. To find the answer of third alphabet we required one more linear factor. As here we don't have one more linear factor, so this is the procedure in which you can able to find your answer of third alphabet, okay? As here we got b equals to minus 5 by 2. So now we'll take the second part. Second, in the second case here we have the second linear factor is what? X plus 3. So put x plus 3 equals to 0. So where you will get x equals to minus 3. Now we'll take this x equals to minus 3. We'll replace x equal to minus 3 in this expression, yes or no? In this part, just simply see wherever you see x, replace the x by minus 3. So here it will be 3 minus 2 minus 2 a. So here minus 3 plus 1 is minus 2 and minus 3 plus 3 is 0. Then plus b will replace this x by minus 3. So minus 3 plus 3 will be what? 0. Minus 3 plus 1 minus 2. Yes or no? So minus 6 minus 2. Okay, sorry, here I did a mistake. We have to replace it by minus 3. Okay, I forgot here. Minus 3. So here minus 3 will come. Yes or no? Minus 3. Okay, I saw this part. Okay, sorry for that. Okay, just simply replace each and every value of x by minus 3. Okay, so here minus 3 will come. Minus 3 plus 1, it will be minus 2 and this will be 0. This part will be 0. So minus 3 plus 1, it will be minus 2. Yes or no? So here minus 9 will get, you will get. Yes or no? As we are replacing the value of x by minus 3. So here if you write minus 3, so this 3 into minus 3 will be what? Minus 9. Okay. Here 0 into n number will be 0. 0 into n number will be what? 0. Minus 2 square is 4. So here you will get 4c. So minus 9 minus 2, that will be minus 11 equal to 4c. So you will get the value of c as minus 11 by 4. So here we got the value of second alphabet. Okay. So with the first linear factor we got the answer of one alphabet, and from the second we got the answer of second alphabet. And see that here minus 3 will come. Wherever you see x, there minus 3 will come. Yes or no? So once again we'll see here minus 3, minus 3 plus 1 minus 2, this will be 0, this will be 0, minus 3 plus 1 minus 2 will come. Yes or no? And here minus 1, this will be 0, this part will be what, minus 1 plus 3 2, this part will be what, minus 1 plus 1 0. So here we got the value of b and c. Now to find the value of a, we must require one more linear factor to get the value of x. Okay, so as we cannot able to find our answer, so that's why I did this method. Now simply what you will do, taking the value of b and c, substitute the value of b and c, okay, in any one of the equation, just substitute the value, you will get the value of a. Okay, as here in the first equation, here we have a plus c equals to 0. Okay, just simply substitute the value of c, here you will get the value of a. Or else if you want to take the second equation, just simply substitute the value of b and c. So whatever the answer you are getting in the first equation for a, here also you will get the same answer. I will show now. Okay, and in the third case also you will get the same answer. Okay, so now it is on you if you want to substitute the value of a in first, second or third. Okay, so now we'll see that part, how to find the value of a here. So here a plus c equals to 0. So value of c is what, minus 11 by 14. So substituting c equals to minus 11 by 4, 11 by 4 in equation number 1. So therefore a minus 11 by 4 equals to 0. Okay, so therefore a equals to 11 by 4. So here we got the value of a as 11 by 4. Okay, or else you can take the second equation also, but for the second equation, but for the second equation we require the value of b and c. So here we have b as, let's substitute b equals to minus 5 by 2 and c as minus 11 by 4 in equation number 2. Now we'll check whether we are getting the same answer or not. So 4a plus b plus 2c equals to 3. Okay, so 4a minus 5 by 2 plus 2 into minus 11 by 4 equals to 3. So 4a minus 5 by 2 minus 22 upon 4 equals to 3. Now we'll shift this number to the right hand side. So this will be 5 by 2 plus 22 upon 4. So therefore 4a equals to, now simply make the denominator same. So this will be 12, 5 to the 10 and 22. So therefore 4a equals to 12 plus 10, 22, 22, it is 44 upon 4. So therefore 4 ones are 4, 11s are, so 4a equals to 11. So therefore a will be equals to 11 by 4. So here I had explained whether, just now only I told, whether you substitute the value in equation number 1, 2 or 3, in all the cases you will get the same answer. So it is on you if you want to select the second equation, if you want to select the third equation, if you want to select the first one. So I thought the first one will be very easy. In just 2 easy step you will get the value of a. Okay, if you are substituting the value in equation number 2 and 3, it will take a time, as after 4-5 step you will get the value of a. Okay, so no need of substituting the value in all the equation. So you can consider any one of the equations, substitute the value, you will get the answer. Okay, so this part you don't have to show in the exam. just simply you have to consider only one of the this equation, substitute the value, you will get the answer of A. So as here we got the answer of A as 11 by 4, B as minus 5 by 2, and C as minus 11 by 4. So now what we will do, listen here. So we had expressed this equation, this expression, okay, now repeated linear factor as A upon x plus 1, B upon x plus 1 the whole square, and C upon x plus 3. So here we'll substitute the value of A, B, C now. So A is what, 11 by 4, 11 by 4 upon x plus 1. B is what, minus 5 by 2 upon x plus 1 the whole square, and C is what, minus 11 by 4 upon x plus 3. Okay, so this can be written as 11 by 4 into 1 upon x plus 1 minus 5 upon 2 into 1 upon x plus 1 the whole square minus 11 by 4 into 1 upon x plus 3. Okay, so after this we know that I is equal to what, integral 3x minus 2 upon x plus 1 the whole square x plus 3 into dx. So in the next step this function can be written as what, like this, yes or no, that is 11 by 4 into 1 upon x plus 1 minus 5 by 2 into 1 upon x plus 1 the whole square minus 11 by 4 into 1 upon x plus 3 into dx. Got the point? Simply I had replaced this function by this part, yes or no, as per the rule. So this function we can replace in this form. So here I had substituted, indirectly I had substituting the value, this value of this section, okay, in simple language. So this can be written as what in the next step, 11 by 4, understood. So as clearly we can see that here we have three different term and it is separated by minus, and here we have one integral into dx. So as per the rule we can separate the integral for each and every term. So this can be written as what, as 11 by 4 is constant, so we can write outside the integral into 1 upon x plus 1 into dx. As here 5 upon 2 is constant, so it can be written as 1 upon x plus 1 the whole square. Here 11 by 4 is constant, so it can be written as outside the integral, and it can be written as 1 integral 1 upon x plus 3 into dx. I hope you all understood the sum till here. Got the point? Understood? Okay. Now after this we have to integrate with respect to x. As clearly we can see that this and this part is look like what, integral 1 upon x into dx, which is equals to what, log mod x plus c, yes or no. So here directly you will get the answer. But what about this section, as this look like what, 1 upon x the whole square. So further can I write this 1 upon x the whole square as x raised to minus 2 into dx, yes or no. And we can apply the formula x raised to n. So x raised to n is what, x raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1, yes or no, plus c. Okay, and further this can be written as what, minus, this negative will come down, x raised to minus, okay, your power is negative, so it can be written as what, 1 upon x plus c. Yes or no? So integrating with respect to x, so here 11 by 4, so here you will get what? Log mod of x plus 1. Yes or no? This part minus 11 by 4, this will be log mod of x plus 3. So what about this section? Minus 5 by 2, this can be written as what? X plus 1 the whole raised to minus 2 into dx. 11 by 4 log, yes or no, x plus 1, don't write plus c, after this integral we'll write plus c. Okay, 11 by 4. If you want you can solve this section also directly, okay, without showing this step, as we know that here you will get what? Minus 1 upon x. Yes or no? Minus 5 by 2, so here you will get what? uh, X plus 1 the whole square, that means it is in the form of x raised to n formula. So x raised to n formula is what? X raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1. So here you will get what? Minus 1 upon x plus 1, as we had removed the integral for all the functions, so here we can write plus c. Okay, so 11 upon 4 log mod x plus 1 minus 11 upon 4 log mod x plus 3. This minus minus will be what? Plus 5 upon 2, yes or no, into 1 upon x plus 1 plus c. Okay, so I hope you all understood the sum. You can stop your answer here itself, or else if you want you can solve the sum further, as here 11 by 4 is common. So inside the bracket you will get what? Log mod x plus 1 minus log mod x plus 3. Yeah, this we can write as 5 upon 2 x plus 1 plus c. Okay, if you want you can solve one more step, as inside the bracket here clearly we can say that this look like log a minus log b, so it can be written as log a by b. Yes or no? So this can be written as log mod x plus 1 upon x plus 3 plus 5 upon 2 x plus 1 plus c. That's it. If you want you can stop your answer here itself, or if you feel that we can able to solve the sum further, so you can extend your sum, or else you can stop here itself. Okay, but don't do any wrong step further. If you feel that we can apply the property, and if you know that the property will come, then only you solve the sum, otherwise you can stop your answer, you can stop your answer here itself, still you will get the full marks. Okay, so that's the end of the sum. I know the sum is very big, very lengthy, but it is one of the important sum from the chapter, as the weightage for this sum, it is proper 4 mark sum. So this type, it is known as what? It is known as repeated, whenever the denominator is repeated linear factor. So this is the procedure in which you have to find your answer. Okay, I hope you all understood the sum. If not, then watch the video for 2-3 times, then of course you will able to understand the sum, and even if you have any doubt it will be clear. Just watch the video for 1 or 2 times, that's it. Okay, so here I have one more sum for you all. This sum you have to try by yourself. So here the change is what? In place of 3x minus 2, here we have x. The procedure will be same. This expression, this function can be written as a upon x minus 1 plus b upon x minus 1 the whole square, and then c upon x plus 2. Okay, then after that multiplying throughout by this section, okay, where you will get one form. So write that section inside the box. But here in the left hand side, as here you will get only x, as here we have 3x minus 2, here you will get x. So same procedure you will do, arrange the like terms with respect to x square, x and number. So when you will compare the left hand side and right hand side, see to that here we have only x term. Okay, so your x squared term, for this sum x squared term and number will be absent. So in the left hand side, your right hand side, you will get the answer in this form, like this. Okay, one coefficient with respect to x square, one coefficient with respect to x, and one coefficient without x. As here you will get the section like this. Okay, one with respect to x square, one with respect to x, one with respect to without x. Yes or no? So when you will compare the coefficient of left hand side and right hand side, see here we have only x. So whenever we know that whenever any term is missing, so we can consider the coefficient as 0. So here we can write the coefficient for x square is missing in the left hand side. As here also we did the same thing, x square was missing, so we know that missing coefficient will be what? A 0. So x square can be written as 0x square. And here we know that the number is also missing, so here we can write the number as 0. Okay, so when you will compare this part, so it will be equal to 0. So when you will compare this part, it will be equals to, and nothing is there, so 1. So when you will compare this section without x, so it will be equals to 0. So like this, here you will get first equation, second and third. In the first equation you will get 0 on the right hand side, in the second equation you will get 1, and in the third equation you will get 0. Okay, so here with the help of this two value, that means with the help of x minus 1 and x plus 2, where here x value of x will be 1, here the value of x will be minus 2. Okay, you will replace the value of x equals to 1 in this section, so where you will get the value of one alphabet, x minus 2 where you will get the value of second alphabet. To find the third alphabet, you will get three equation, substitute the value in any one of the equation to get the third answer, and rest, after getting all the three values, just integrate the answer with respect to x and just goes on solving the sum, apply the suitable formula. That's it. So this sum, it is for you all, try this sum by yourself. It doesn't matter whether it is a linear, here we have linear, or we have a quadratic section. So simply you have to focus to the denominator section. You have to check whether it is a repeated or non-repeated. When it is repeated, this is the method, and when it is non-repeated, as non-repeated we had seen in the last lecture. Yes or no? So this is for the non-repeated and this is for the repeated. So we left with one more type in this part, so that we'll see in the next lecture. And after this, after the last part, the integration section will get over. So hardly we left with only with the last section of the type number 8. Okay, so that is your when as your first type was when linear section denominator is non-repeated. Second is what? When the denominator is repeated. And in the third section you will see the product of linear factor and non-repeated quadratic factor. So what is that? We'll see in the next lecture. Till then, goodbye.